Nothing yet, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back again. Picks, predictions, emails, album of the week, all kinds of stuff. Tom Shitty Picks returns this week. The man below me, the professor, comes back with some fantasy picks this week. So, fellas, are you ready?
Let's let it rip.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. I mean, get the thumbs ready again. Get the thumbs ready.
Yep. Thumbs in, thumbs out. Here we go. Thumbs up, hats on. Thumbs in, hats on. Hey, let's go.
That's it. That should be on a shirt.
Listen, I want to touch on something that happened today as we're recording. Tim Wakefield passed away. King of the knuckleball, right?
Yes.
So just quick thought on that, Tom. I know Red Sox is your thing. What do you think?
I think he's a legend in the community more than he was. I mean, he was on the team. He's a legend as a player, don't get me wrong, but he did more. It's coming out now how much more he did that nobody knew about behind the scenes with charities, and his charitable work is unbelievable. And all I got to say is, I know this may piss off the legal firm, but Curt Schilling is a piece of crap for what he did. And if people don't know, Schilling came out 4 days ago on his podcast and he outed Wakefield and told everyone that Wakefield had brain cancer and that his wife had pancreatic cancer. And he said his excuse was he's a Christian man and he believes in the power of prayer. So, but it wasn't his story. In my opinion, it's not his story to tell. And unfortunately, Wakefield died 4 days later.
Oh, terrible way to put that out. That anything like that should be put on the person or the family to, kind of put out there. So that's my thoughts. That yeah, it was sudden. I heard about it when I was out and about today, and I kind of said, "Oh man," but yeah, whatever. He came through where I worked. They gave him a tour a couple times, and seemed really down to earth. So yeah, sad to hear that news, and maybe the Red Sox will do him some justice and do something nice for him. Ed, thoughts, Tim Wakefield?
Oh man, iconic knuckleballer, man. I mean, when you think of the Red Sox back in the late '90s and early 2000s, I mean, you truly think of Tim Wakefield. He was a big part of those teams. He was a big part of those big games with the Yankees back when when we were trying to reverse the curse and that type of thing. Tom, I'm just hearing about that thing about him getting outed 4 days ago. I didn't hear that. Down here in the South where, we still kind of have like Pony Express down here sometimes. So that's too bad. I agree with Andy. That should be something that is handled by the family, or if Tim wanted to come out and say something about it, he should have been the one that came out and handled that. It shouldn't have been handled on a podcast, that type of thing.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, it just makes you think if it was all for just shock and awe ratings or whatever. It's So we'll move on from all that negative stuff, and we'll get to what we like, positive stuff. Ed, you have the floor.
I have the floor.
Segment, your bag.
Do I get? I'm thinking about doing a new thing. I'm gonna put the newspaper under my arm, and like tap it in my hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, Bundy style.
No, a little Precious Paul Ellering style.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay. You need the Wall Street Journal, though.
I need the Wall Street Journal. I mean, maybe if you can send me down to Standard Times for old time's sake, I mean, that'd be great. I mean, you only had 450 customers. So, I mean, if you can do me a favor, that'd be great. If you can
Why
do me a solid like that.
What you should do is reach down between your legs and ease that email out.
Okay, there we go. Ed's email sponsored by the Bronx Street Brewing Company, Whitby, Ontario, Canada. Check out their flagship beer, the Blonde, and the 2 gold medal winning beers, the Irish Red and the Pilsner. And you can't forget about their chocolate milk stout, named the flavored beer, the best flavored beer in Canada 2019. Don't forget about their vodka sodas and their seltzers and their hot iced tea, BrockStreetBrewing.com. All right, check them out. All right, this one comes from Devon. Yeah, I mean, was the amendment Devon from, I can't even pronounce this, Green, Texas. 1973. What's your pick for the greatest sports movie of all time? I'm gonna kick it back to you guys, And this is good. This is a good topic.
Okay, we're gonna start with Brad. Brad, greatest. Now, not your personal favorite sports movie. What is the greatest sports movie of all time?
I was gonna say my personal favorite, but I think this movie is still the greatest sports movie ever made. And that I talked about this with Ed the other day. Remember the Titans. First of all, great album, great soundtrack. Anyway, I have it on vinyl. I have the book. Great movie, makes you laugh, makes you cry, tells a great story. It's all based on a true story. But if you watch that movie now, so many things that happened in that movie are still happening today, as far as race relations go. And I'm just, it's so relevant, even though that story happened decades ago. It really transcends what a sports movie is, but at the same time, it's still got some great, football action in it. But yeah, remember the Titans, 100% best sports movie that was ever made. I could watch it 100 times a day and I'd never get sick of
it. Ed.
Well, since this is not going to be my own personal favorite, I am going to have to go with Miracle. I'm going to say, as far as how they played the guys and the characters out, and growing up in 1980 like that, it really was the height of the Cold War. I mean, if you think back, it was right when the Iranians had taken the hostages over. The United States had never ever beaten the Russians on ice and so to see that come out and just to see what they did with Herb and everything like that. I mean, it really was a great movie. I think that they did a wonderful job with how, bringing the actual skating players into the actual games and stuff, and not making it look like, shots from from the waist up, i.e. Russell Crowe from Mystery. So just a great movie. It parallels pretty much everything that they said, that happened during 1980. And I mean, I still remember getting pulled away from a book report, and my dad being like, "You will sit here and you will watch this because you won't believe that this is ever happening, because it's never going to happen." So,
Thomas?
and I mean, this was all before, satellite TV. This was on tape delay. So it was pretty awesome to see it. So that's mine.
Well, I tell you, I think we could do a whole podcast on this subject, to be honest with you. There's so many awesome movies and stuff out there. But I mean, I agree with Brad. I love Remember the Titans, and I thought it was one of the better movies. And I think it was just such a good story football-wise, but it shows you what was going on during those times with the racial tension and just how that coach overcame everything and the players overcame everything that was going on during that time in era.
So, as a movie person, pop culture guy, grew up watching a shitload of movies at the movies almost every weekend with the old man, with the buddies, seen a ton of sports movies, love. Could make a list for a whole podcast episode of a deep dive of talking just sports movies.
Oh, yeah.
It is a great question. One of the best questions we've gotten. And I had to narrow it down, and it was tough all week. Narrowing it down, making a list. Did my favorite basketball? Yeah. Did it by genre. Favorite basketball, whittled that down to one. Favorite.
Swear to God, if you stay Air Bud.
It all came down to one movie for me, something I could watch all the time, and it actually won an Academy Award. Rocky. You can watch that movie all the time. It's not dated. What a story. And it won the Academy Award, I think, in 1974. What a great movie. So that's my pick. I don't want to spend too much time on the whole podcast because we got picks to do, but I don't think you can go wrong with any of those. But if you've got an argument with it, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear it. We'll keep that going. Maybe we'll do another deep dive on that one of these weeks when we run out of things to talk about. So, with that being said, I'm going to kick it to the professor with his weekly shitty picks.
Buy the shirt and stop being cheap.
Buy the shirt. Well, first of all, I just want to say it's a shame that you missed my pick last week because it was unbelievable. I mean, I was going with Christian McCaffrey and his 4 touchdowns. But seriously, this coming week, I'm going to go off the board a little bit, and I'm going with a quarterback. I'm going to go with Sam Howell of the Washington Commanders, and they play the Bears. The Bears have been terrible this year on defense. They've given up 10 passing touchdowns in 4 games so far this year. Sam Howell has 4 touchdown passes on the year going into the game next week. I think he's just gonna light it up, and he averages 17 points, fantasy points a game. I think he's gonna probably end up with at least 24 points in that game.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's get to business. What is this week 5 picks? NFL. Thomas, shall we start the picking?
Sure, but let me first start off by saying the standings after 3 weeks.
Oh,
Ed is in first, 31-17. Tom is second with 30-18. Brad is third, 25-23, and Andy is 23-25. And I can tell you right now what everybody's done so far, but I'll just do that later when the games are actually done.
Cool.
So I'll get right into week 5 games. And first game of the week, Thursday night. It's kind of a stinker, but it's the Washington Commanders at home against the Chicago Bears. Andy?
I will take Richard Dent and the Bears to block, please.
All righty. Ed?
I'm going to go with the team formerly known as the Redskins, now known as the Commanders.
Brad?
As much as it pains me to say this matchup sucks so bad. I have to go with the team that was the Redskins, that is now the Commanders, that is now being sued by a Native American tribe to change the names back to the Redskins. Go
agree.
America.
I agree. Washington should win this one. I won't say handily, but just even if it's a close game, Justin Fields just shows that he makes mistakes in the pressure situations. All right, game 2. The Buffalo Bills are at home. Oh, actually, they're not at home. This game's in London against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Andy?
I am going to go with Andre Reed and the Bills.
All righty. Ed?
I believe that Thurman Thomas can run the ball pretty well against the Jags, so I'm going to go with the Bills.
Brad?
I think the Bills are going to slam the Jaguars through a table in the parking lot.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Bills
Bills
Mafia, baby. Bills Mafia, baby.
I agree, and this is actually the first time I think this year I haven't gone with Jacksonville, so more than likely they're going to win, but I'm going to go with Buffalo. All right, game 3. The Atlanta Falcons are at home against the Houston Texans. Andy?
Dirty Birds.
All righty. Ed?
I'm going to go with the Falcons.
All righty. Brad?
They're both 2-2 teams. I feel like this one's up for grabs, but I got to lean towards Houston getting back on track with this game.
Yeah, I'm going with Houston as well. I think they look a little more cohesive right now as a whole unit. So I'll go with Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Next game, Detroit Lions are at home against the Carolina Panthers. Andy?
Lions.
All righty. Ed?
I'm going to go with the Alex Karras Lions, please.
All righty. How about you, Brad?
Oh, 3-1 Detroit Lions. I don't know what's going on if we're in topsy-turvy land, but got to go with Detroit.
It's the Webster connection, man. It's all about
That's
Webster.
what it is. Yeah.
It's all about Webster, man.
Emmanuel Lewis.
It's a clean sweep. I'm going with the Lions as well. Next game, the Indianapolis Colts are at home against the Tennessee Titans. Andy?
Colts.
Ed?
I'm going to go with the Colts, please.
Okay, Brad.
Is Richardson back? He's back.
He played today, yeah.
Okay, I'll go with the Colts.
All righty. And I'm going to go with the Titans. Got to go with my team.
Tom,
Gotta
just
go
to
with
let
your
you
team.
know, we got about 10 minutes left
All
on
right,
the ticker.
I'll pick it up. Miami, the next game, Miami Dolphins are at home against the New York Giants. Andy?
Dolphins.
All righty. Ed?
Going with Dan Marino, Mark Duper, and Mark Clayton, Dolphins.
All righty. Brad?
Fins all day.
I'm going with them as well. Clean sweep again. Next game, the New England Patriots are at home against the New Orleans Saints. Andy?
Patriots.
All righty. Ed?
I'm going to get killed for this one, but who dat?
All right. Brad?
You know, the Patriots suck right now. Who dat?
I'm actually.
And guess what,
agreeing.
Brad? You are not wrong, sir. They were
I am
horrible
going
today.
with the Saints as well. They looked horrible. Patriots looked horrible today. Next
Andy, I'm going
game.
to tell you this. Morris, you make me sick when you speak. That's how bad they look today.
Next game, the Pittsburgh Steelers are at home against the Baltimore Ravens. Andy.
Ravens.
All right. Ed.
Ravens.
All righty. Brad.
Oh, Ray Lewis and the Ravens.
Yeah, it's clean sweep. I'm going with them as well.
Yeah.
Next game, the Los Angeles Rams are at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Andy.
Rams.
All right. Ed.
I'm gonna go with the Rams as well.
All righty. Brad.
The Eagles are beatable. I'm going with the Rams. Somebody's gonna knock them out. Somebody's gonna do it.
I am going to go with Philly. I don't think it's this week.
Mm-mm.
All right. Next game, the Arizona Cardinals are at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy.
Bengals.
All righty. Ed.
Against my better judgment, I'm going with the Bengals again.
All righty. Brad.
The Bengals have fucked me every week, but I'm going with the Bengals.
I'm in the
Now,
same
did
boat.
they use your thumb or not?
I am
There are
also
two
going-
thumbs in.
Next
Or
game.
was it like holding you like a bowling ball?
Next game. Denver Broncos are at home against the New York Jets. Andy.
Broncos.
All right. Ed.
I'm gonna go with the JETS Fireman Ed style.
Brad.
Neither. But since I have to pick, Broncos.
I'm going with the Broncos as well. All right. Next game. The Minnesota Vikings are at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy.
Vikings.
All righty. Ed.
I'm gonna go with the Chefs.
Brad.
I'm gonna go with whatever team Taylor Swift picks, and that is the Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs as well. Minnesota can't stop a cold right now. All right. Next game. San Francisco 49ers are at home against the Dallas Cowboys. Andy.
49ers, because I love that city.
All righty. Ed.
Would.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I mean, Dallas played really well today, but I just going with the 49ers, man.
How about you, Brad? I'm asking, but I know.
Excuse me. 3 shutout, defensive, dominating wins. I'm going. The stars are bright. The Dallas Cowboys, baby, all day.
Dude,
every
settle
day.
down there, Pee Wee Herman.
All day, all day,
You gonna ride off on your motorcycle into the sign?
every day.
I'm going to go with the 49ers. All right.
No
Last
love.
game. What's
no
that?
love. I said no love.
Next game, the last game of the week, the Las Vegas Raiders are at home against the Green Bay Packers. Andy.
I am wearing my one and only football jersey that I own. Somebody bought this for me. My throwback Kenny Stabler jersey. I'm going with the Raiders.
Nice.
Damn.
Ed.
I'm going with the Packers, man.
Yep. All
Because you
right.
love fudge.
How about you, Brad?
I also love fudge, but I'm gonna pick the Packers now.
Now, do lick it up the thumb? That's the question.
I am
They call that the Oriental Spike.
I am also going to go with the Packers. I think
In the
we
rumpus.
have too many problems going on in the clubhouse
Yeah.
right now. All right, AC, that's it.
Okay, so we got about 5 minutes left. Tom, you want to do the lead in for the album of the week, and then I'll take it from there. Exclusive for our YouTube viewers.
All right. This week's record of the week is brought to you by Purchase Street Records, located at 53 Popes Island, Unit 2, New Bedford, Mass, or online at purchasestrrecords.com or on their Facebook page. Purchase Street Records, Southern New England's largest independent record store. Hopefully you enjoy this.
Good afternoon, everybody. A little jet lag from the gig last night, but we came into this being delivered. Ryan and the guys, Rock City Machine Company. Great record, very rock and roll. Fans of 80s, just pure rock. Sounds great, and this is what you expect from those guys. But you always see him with Ace Frehley and filling in for every person in the world. And you know what? Come get their record. I'm the only one in the area with it. Got 2 colors, red and blue. We're here today till 5:30. Thank you for the support. We'll see you guys soon.
So we got about 4 minutes left, and I just want to take a little time to mention buddy of ours that we know, our buddy Adam. He had to put his dog down this week, and he was a little devastated when I saw him, and it was a tough thing for him to do. So I want to mention on the podcast that always a tough thing to do when you're a dude. You got to put down an animal, especially when there's a connection there. Some people can do it real easy. Other people, they're members of the family. So that being said, I just want to let Adam know. I know he watches the podcast. We're thinking about you, and we're thinking about your dog Tuka. So 3 minutes left. Tom, got anything quick? Ed, Brad?
Ed?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Ed.
No, I just want to say thank you, Scotty, at Brock Street Brewing, BrockStreetBrewing.com. Also want to say, Jeff, hope you're healing up pretty nicely. Your new Animal House nickname is now Rafter, since you have more steel and screws in your knee. Knees versus trees on a dirt bike do not mix. Just saying, you lose every time.
Yep. Ed, you can attest to that.
I can.
Yep. But that was
Stone
the
Cold
face.
Steve Austin knees back before with Stone Cold Steve Austin knees, baby.
So, Brad, real quick, you got something?
Just want to shout out Connor Agent, my buddy from Run and Try, ran his first 50-mile endurance race. I've basically been training for it ever since I've known the kid. So, congrats to him on that. That's a pretty big accomplishment. 50 miles.
Yeah, badass Connor. I work with Connor myself, and that
Yep.
huge accomplishment to run 50 miles,
Huge.
especially the time he did it, man. Badass. Good call, Brad.
Tom, you got something really quick?
I got nothing.
Okay, so with that being said,
Push these Phantom.
we can get ready because the hockey's starting to heat up. Oh boy, the hockey's starting to heat up, and I got to mention this: America's team, the Philadelphia Flyers, beat the Professors Boston Bruins the other night. And I know it was only exhibition, but you got to give me it. You got to give me something. You got to give me something.
It's like the Globetrotters losing to the Generals or whoever the heck that team is, you know?
Damn.
I'll take it. I'll take it at this point. It's a long road. It's a long road out of hell.
Is it a long and winding road? Is that what it is?
Well, whatever the fuck it is. So we're going to end on that note, and hope you're going to check out the pics and see how we do, and then we'll take it from there. And Tommy will post how we're doing on the YouTube page, and we'll take it from there. So for these guys, it's this guy, and we're out of here this week. Later, everyone.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Later.
See you.